Don't know you. You looking to buy hides? You use everything you got. Make a... this fiend, all known for the hunters. The chief... There, misspoke. Forget it.
This isn't the best time to visit the village, but come in if you need a healing. We're dealing with a curse. The Stagfather's curse? That damned Our god has turned against us. He used to bless us with game, fruits and herbs, but not long ago, something possessed him. The hunters stopped returning from the woods, monsters started emerging from the forest, and it just kept getting worse. The witch condemned my husband to a fate worse than death. She said it was necessary, that it would fix everything. I'm sorry, I shouldn't be telling all. Only if the gods themselves sent you, but I doubt that's the case. Glerna, the priestess of the Stagfather. I've lived 40 years, and for as long as I can remember, but we're closer to the Lord of the Hunt. Her ways of trying to keep the Stagfather at bay. Shame she doesn't use. I've said too much already.
You came late. Some of us stayed. Most of us didn't. If you're looking for survivor, our god rose and tore the ground open. Half the village went with him. Half stayed behind. Away forever. Into the lands of the eternal hunt. My sons are gone now. I buried what I could. And the rest, now I pray. I was raised if a god, if he leaves you stand. I buried the book. I will plant, there's nothing. Keep.
grow too vast and end up ruining everything. Atli, I'm Glearna's apprentice. One day, I'm meant to take her place. No, I have a feeling I'm about to lose everything. My tribe, my past, myself. The Stagfather tainted everything. Even the one thing I hoped would always remind me of where I came from. I am. My father was Svein, and I was given a Svein name. But my mother was Thud. She brought me here. When I told Glearna, it was because I deserved to live my life wide awake, and then she left. Yes, it was a tree. She said my mother brought it from the Thud lands, so I'd have something to remember where I came from. She helped me plant it, holding my tiny hands. Said it would grow with me. It keeps bearing monsters. I'm afraid those things... Really? It should stop. Thank you. Only what everyone says, that they're good with I have this feeling that one day I prefer the bone. In a way, she was never I could bear. Glearna used to say my mother's blood was... Though it's hard to truly believe in something once you know it exists, isn't it? Do I think he's worth worshipping? I understand better than most what the forest gives us, but I also know what it can take. It's hard to blame a god for following the call of... Not really. Glearna, she saw my name in the... and that my... Yes? Ah. A stranger in my shop, eh? It should be closed after everything that happened here. I just happen to feel safest in this place. So if you want to buy something, I suppose... That's right. Everyone in the tribe had to know how to stitch leather, forge... I've got more goods, and who knows... And I must admit, years have... As you can see... Ah, a lot of good warriors died fighting the monster the stag. I was lucky to make it out alive. It's the kind of luck that would make you want to thank a god. In the old days, everyone was mostly on their own. I think what matters more now is the tribe as a whole. You can rely. A community gives you strength and a sense of security. But when you're... And that's what changed. Some of the tribesfolk started to behave like a hive and decided to free the Stagfather. It made no... That's true. It's good that you understand that. A strong tribe, but when you've been hunting alone for 2 weeks, freezing and hallucinating, and the ice, there's more than one way to look at any issue. Ice weavers, they appear as beautiful women, luring weary hunters and travelers. But people, and the problem, not anymore. Not that I don't want to. When you've spent as much time in the wilderness as I have, it becomes a part of you. But I just can't do it anymore. That I am. I could still outrun a deer if I had to, but it's not about my age. If I went hunting, I might end up falling prey to the hunger. Has anyone ever told you? That's right. It's not an empty stomach. It's more like a state of mind. It's what happens to Sven hunters who spend too much time in the local hacking their own. That's when they're cast out into the woods, and the rest of the hunters begin a ritual hunt. Aye, and it's not unfounded. The hunger awoke in my own brother. I did. He was 2 years older than me. Svalrik was his... He could pick up a trail even if it was buried under 3 feet of snow. No, nobody knew what was happening except us. One day he came back from a hunt. He never came back from the next one. He didn't want to force the tribe to hunt him. Didn't want to force me to hunt him. I doubt you'd be... It's kept by... That would mean a lot. You'd still... Are you sure you want... You've got the courage of a hunter. Go on then. See you...
Kill you, maybe. But the fact that you're still breathing only proves your strength. And you survived Kjell's trial, which means you've proven you... The Stagfather happened. A bunch of fanatics called him into this world. They claimed that when he arrived, he would devour everyone, then choose his own and grant them their rightful place in the afterlife. You can see how well that turned out. And that's how the story of the Svein tribe ends. I doubt we'll ever recover from this. He is our most important god, the one we worshipped in the homelands. And we brought him here with us. He watched over us, blessed us with an abundance of game. In return, he had our unwavering devotion. But, as it often happens, some became blindly devoted, while others began to doubt. And the first group decided that the rest were unworthy of the Stagfather's grace. So they set him loose, to kill the entire tribe. The faithful joined him. The unbelievers were slaughtered. One of ours, Gudri, did something completely suicidal. With the help of our shamaness, he accepted the god into his body and is trying to keep him contained. But he's growing weaker by the day. We don't have much time before the Stagfather, and trust me, mixing the old god, we have to act quickly. Out of the question. If we don't, and the only thing now, well, that's a good question. Gudri won't be able to hold on much longer. Go find Glirna. She must know something. She's the We may not like each other, but I know Glirna isn't a fanatic. Glirna is our old soothsayer. Very old. When I was a kid, the fate has tangled our paths. And we have no choice but to work. If you need to get ready, go see Hjarn. There's still... I'm sure they're Glirna, the fate...
Yes, in the homelands. I thought we could leave him there, but he escaped to Avalon. He took on human form, or rather he used one of his followers as a vessel. It was only when he sensed that Nimue, Merlin's apprentice, had discovered his true nature that he revealed his real form. The beast grew to the size of a mountain, striding toward the temple his followers had built for him deep in the woods. I dread to think what would have happened if he'd made it there. We barely managed to bring him down, and clearly, not completely. I outlawed the Stagfather's cult, but I see that 6 centuries later, it's still around, and surprisingly, among the Dalrita as well. I thought they worshipped only Mathea.
forest whispered, the fire screamed, the bones agreed, and at last, here you are, just in time. The horned god told me, before hatred blinded him. He said your paths would cross, that you would bring redemption or ruin. In my dreams, I hear the crack of seals and snapping bones. The horned god, cursed with pain and blood, tears at the bonds I used to bind him. The earth trembles with his fury. Can you feel it? Soon, he will break free. And then we shall pay for calling him with blood, not faith. Yes, Gudri, who took the horned god's fury into himself to save us all. He reached for blood and bone, and let me turn his body and soul into a vessel for the god's essence. I sealed it with wards, like a cage of thorns. But the god's wrath will tear through them, sooner or later. And when that happens, there'll be no saving us. If you want to bind a god, you don't choose the method. You use everything. Old songs stolen from the dead, runes. The horned god in his hate-twisted form was the finest warriors of the spine. My disciples, my sons and daughters, they strayed. After the Gunvalda massacre, I and the others who served the horned god could not bear the shame. We heard our kin cry out and turned our heads. We betrayed our blood. The most devout called upon the old powers, out of grief, out of rage, but without reverence or care. They begged the horned god to come and punish us. And he did. Not as a guardian, not as a spirit of the woods. He came as fury, pain, and slaughter. They opened a door, and I gave them the key, in the form of songs, rites, and signs. I didn't think they'd reach so deep into the dark. By the time I saw what they were doing, the earth was already soaked in blood. He cannot be healed. He will not forgive us. But I can try to keep him bound by will, by bone, and by blood. To do that, I need a fragment of his original self, the first trophy, the skull of the first stag ever hunted and offered in sacrifice to the horned god. It will remind him of who he once was, bind his essence to the first offering, one made out of reverence, not fear. It may hold him in the unrealm of the hunt, long enough for me to complete the rite that will seal him there. It's hidden, tied to the places where we once worshipped the horned god. 3 shrines, as old as the forest itself. But now, they must be destroyed. Each one is guarded by a servant of ancient memory. Kill them, cast down what still remains upon their altars. Once all three fall, the fourth shrine, hidden and forgotten, will reveal itself. No, I saw you in the fire and the bones, your hand upon the skull. That's why I waited. Fate was written long. You'll walk the go. Fall.
You're here. I knew you'd succeed. There's no the Horned God is tearing Gudri's body apart, and his fury fell. I must begin the ritual. But I fear he may be... Kill him? He's our god! He guided us. He's twisted now, yes. But his original self... I understand. Whatever is going through your mind. If you need to prepare... But remember, you're not going there to bring death. That's when the trophy will take care.
Maybe he can, but so what? Besides, if you ask me, it was foolish of me. They didn't know. If they'd known what we need to get rid of that damn thing once and for all. I won't let my people live in fear anymore. It's true. We pride ourselves on being the best hunters in the land. And at the root of that pride lies the Horned God and the supposed grace he once gave us. But if the old God failed us, we'll find ourselves a new one. At least those who feel the need to can. I'm not worried about the Svine identity. There are so few of us left. Hard not to believe in something you saw with your own eyes. And now that I've seen what he's capable of, I know there's no place for him in Avalon. We made a mistake keeping him alive with our faith. If we manage to rebuild the tribe, we'll do things differently. We might not be the greatest hunters anymore, but at least we'd be alive. Besides, no one can take our skills away from us. Not on my own, of course. I need your help. We need to break free from this curse once and for all. Do this for me, and the full strength of the Svine will stand with the voice of the tribe. It won't. We know. I won't lie. Your fight will be the top. Let me know.
Fate.
By By what right do you tread in my realm, blasphemer? Who dare stand before me unbidden? I heard the call. I answered it, as I have done for centuries. And the moment I stepped beyond, the hunt that began then was unlike the hunts. I was the hunter, and I felt in that moment only those who summoned. The Svein owe me obedience. Such is the law. It is they who gave me form through their faith. So tell me, will you I cannot refuse, but know this. Die with... Forgive me. I strayed too far. They will forget me. And that is the true death.
You killed him. You haven't. You ripped. You speak with Barlam's foolish tongue, thinking a god is something you pick like a... The horned god was with us from the beginning. We were him. You don't understand. All that remains is...
You made the right choice. Hard to say, but we'll decide together. We can hunt anywhere, and this place, it'll always remind... I believe it's time we stepped out of the... Yes, I will. Even though only a few of us remain. Perhaps what awaits us now is death at Camelot's hand. We no longer have a god to aid us in battle, but you know what? So be it. It's time for the Svine to reclaim their rightful place among
I've... Yes? Impossible. That's Falric's... I remember it. How did you do it? Are you sure it was Falric? How... you've made... Come back. You caught... Yes? Oh, this is... I can... Your will... the fall... But... No, but bring... To thank me...